Boom! Good morning, everybody. Welcome to day 8 of our 2024 challenge. Let me tell you about goals, man. Today I'm going to teach you all about goals. Welcome to the replay. If you're watching this on the replay, you can fast forward to about the 5-minute mark. That's when I'll start. If you don't want to listen to the hellos and the introductions and all of that jazz, how are y'all doing on this rainy Monday here in Houston? It's supposed to be overcast and rainy all day today. And so far, it's lived up to that. I mean, it was 9 a.m. and it is still pretty dark and gloomy outside. How are you doing? What's the weather? There's a cold front coming through, the second one. The first one hit this weekend up in the Northeast. Did you get some snow where you're watching from? And I know we're an international broadcast, by the way. We've got a lot of people watching from Canada, from Australia. In fact, if you're watching from a non-US place, or you know what, just where are you watching from? Gigi, where are you watching from? And I will put you on the screen. I know Colleen is. Are you still up in Dallas, Colleen? You got snow up there. That's amazing. And so this is the second weather front that's coming down and blanketed some snow in New Mexico. Lori's Oklahoma. We got Redding, California. Rose is in the house. New York's in the house. What's up, Cheryl? Gina Gillis in Tucson, Arizona. That always makes me laugh. Where are y'all watching? Springfield, Illinois. Why did I think you were in Dallas? Oh, I knew that. I knew you were in Illinois. Ghislaine from New York. Gigi, Big Vegas. Oh, 5 a.m. Hawaii. Anita, I never realized you were in Hawaii. That is impressive. You're a 5 a.m. waker. LM is on the beach in Toronto. Patty is in California. Where are our international people? Corona, California. Really? North Carolina. Good morning, Hope. Lori Clay. Good morning. Oh, here we go. Vancouver, British Columbia. Is it as beautiful as I hear up in Vancouver, British Columbia, Amanda? This is why you come in early, so you get your face on the screen, like BJ here, Pennsylvania. Lori is St. George, Utah. Really? Thelma, I didn't know you were in El Paso. Man, you know, I was supposed to go speak in El Paso, and the group didn't make it. There was not enough interest. Yep, Dallas is still in Bloomfield. I thought you moved, Dallas. So I have a really good friend who lives up there in Vancouver, and he's a businessman. He's one. You know, at the end of the stock trading day with the Nasdaq and the Dow Jones, you ring the bell. He's rung the bell not once, twice. That's pretty awesome, right? What's up, Sword Lily? Sarah Elizabeth, where are you guys watching from? Where are my international people? Ready to meet you? Yep. Those were quite the times. You know, like today's day 8 of the challenge. And now that the holidays are kind of over and people have gone back, can you believe 2024 is 1 week old? And this last weekend was what was it? I guess 4-year? No, 20. Yeah, 4-year anniversary, right? Of the 2020 elections? Yeah. Damn, of the riot on the Capitol. Crazy. Am I right? Oh my God, Cheryl Freeman, as I live and breathe. My girl, where are you? Where are you living currently? I know you're doing tattoos. Hope you're doing great. Here we go. Libby, Canberra. Okay, Libby, don't tell. This is between me and Libby. No, you know, if I've been to Australia like 3 or 4, maybe 4 times, and if I ever have to disappear, if I ever win the lottery and I disappear, there's a very good chance I'm hiding somewhere in Australia. I love me some Australia. And I'm not the typical American, Libby. I will tell you, I know that Canberra, not Canberra, Canberra is the capital of Australia. Like Washington, D.C. is the capital of the United States. Canberra is the capital of Australia, which most Americans think is Sydney. See? I am smarter than the average bear. Batavia, New York. If I knew where that was, I don't know. Oh, it's coming. It's coming. So not to make it political. Oh, we're at the 5-minute mark. Okay, listen. Let me do my hellos and let's get started, man. I'm excited for today's talk. You know, so I was saying, we're 8 days and we normally have like 150 people watching on the live. We're currently sitting at 45. So do me a favor, hit share on the feed if you're watching on Facebook, tag some people, and let's get more people in here. Let's get rolling. Today's day 8. Good morning, everybody. Dr. Vong here, world famous bariatric surgeon, author of 13 books. Plus, I've created 5 other journals for your journaling pleasure. That's available on my Amazon page. Highly recommend them. You're going to need a journal for this. I'm going live every single day for the month of January to get your 2024 going, right? And I will tell you, we will do eventually whiteboarding. We will demonstrate some green smoothies, maybe some salad building, some gardening, some meditation, some journaling we've already done. I am grateful and thankful for. It only takes you 30 seconds to journal, right? And if you will journal, it will change your life. It will set the day to go. We're going to read every single day. This is Max's achievement. I have a fancier productivity journal, but you can have something just cheap, like your $1 Walmart journal, or like Dr. V, just random scraps of paper to jot down some thoughts and ideas I'm working on. Today is day 8 of 31. Put in the comment section real quick. What have been your big takeaways so far from watching? And I challenge you, if you're watching now, to just keep on the feed. We're going to go for 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes, but no more than 45 minutes, okay? But what has been your major takeaways from this last week? I tell you, this has been some of the best shit I've done. And, I tell my private paid group, I tell them, like, I do this shit more for me than for y'all. I really need it. Comment if you have had trouble coming out of the pandemic. I mean, it's bizarre. I need it. My Wi-Fi is just slow and bad. I need to get that shit like straightened out. This freaking Xfinity is driving me nuts. So I know I might be fuzzy. I have the bad connection icon going here. So indeed, what's up, Sergio? Hey, if you guys want to give my buddy Sergio a follow right there, great musician, artist. I know, man. I know it's bombing. I know it sucks. Okay, so what have been your big takeaways so far? And I will edit these videos down, put them up on YouTube later. Okay, so you don't have to deal with a lot of the nose picking and the name calling and the hellos and all that sort of stuff. But I'm going to finish talking about goals for y'all. Goal setting and stuff like that. I will tell you, if you actually did the challenges, which the second day challenge was to go talk to your friends and family and ask them what their goals for 2024 was. And you'll realize that average people, and you are not average because you are watching me, you are not average. Average people don't really have goals. And if they do, they're really kind of fuzzy, kind of like this picture right now, this connection. Like, oh my gosh, Danielle, where have you been, girl? Hope you're doing great. Time for another hug, Danielle. Got to have a full frontal hug with Dr. V. Write that on your 2024 goal list. Full frontal hug, Dr. V. We don't, how people do these little side hugs like this, Dr. V's world, we don't do that. We do full frontal hugs like that. Sarah Elizabeth, I need my life to make money has been the biggest takeaway. I'm doing it unless you doing Dr. V. That's a good idea. Good idea. Gigi, I have been the biggest stumbling block in my career and personal life. I'm now working to get in my own way. Yes. Good to know. Thelma, it's not about goals, it's about growing through the journey. That was this morning's takeaway in our private group. Okay, so let me get going here. What you'll find out is that your friends and family don't have goals. And if they do, they're very fuzzy. I don't know. I just want things to change, for example. It's a horrible thing. is a very common one. I like to make more money, but money doesn't grow on trees. Money doesn't make you happy. The second you do that, you've just squashed your goals. You know what I mean? They're really shitty. And then for those of y'all who actually write down your goals, like I want to save $10,000 this year, someone wrote. Okay, how are you going to do that? And then day 2, I think it was, you got to make the decision to not be average. You have to make the decision to not be average. So have you made the decision to not be average? And the backdrop for all of these talks is, what does it mean to be average? The average American is overweight. 2/3 of Americans are overweight. 1/3 of Americans are morbidly obese. Average American lives paycheck to paycheck. Something like 65% of Americans can't handle a $500 emergency. I just got my BMW fixed. I needed a new battery. It needed new engine mounts. That was $650. The BMW dealership wanted to charge me $7,000 to do other things that it didn't need, like something with the turbo boost or some leak line or some rotten joints and thrust things and arms and blah, blah, blah. I had no idea. Took it to my friend. He's like, just get a battery and it definitely needs a new engine mount. They wanted to charge me $600 for a new battery to have it installed. My friend put it in for $250. The average person is broke, living paycheck to paycheck. The divorce rate in America is now 60%, which means more than likely, if you've been married, you've been divorced. And something like 80% of Americans are disinterested in their job. And like 40% of Americans are actively going against the company. They are sabotaging your business. So that's what it means to be average. Stressed out, anxious, paycheck to paycheck, broke. And it doesn't matter. If you make $1 million a year, but you spend $1.1 million, you are broke. You're no better than the bum in the street. Okay? So that's the backdrop. Day 2 challenge was the decision. Have you made the decision to not be average? Put it in the comment section if you have decided to not be average. Pop your name up. And what you have to understand is this. Because you're watching me, I know you're not average. Am I right? I know you have made the decision to not be average because it is a Monday, January 8th, and you're going back to work, and I dropped off my 2nd grader, Mason, to school, and cake bread, and we're just getting back to our lives. Tess is definitely not average. Thelma's definitely not average. Michelle is definitely getting back on track. So now listen. So let's say you decided you're not average, and you're writing down the goals. Okay, Dr. V, I've written the goals like you said. I want to lose 20 pounds of my weight regain. I want to get down to Wonderland 190. I want to save $10,000 in my bank account. I want to travel to Lebanon. Don't go to Israel today. This is not a good time to go to Lebanon. I want to, I don't know, start a business. I want to go back to school. Oh, damn. Right? I want to go back to, I want to go get my degree, whatever you wrote. Okay? Not average, right? But I'm here to tell you that if you watch day 7's video, you will realize that the goals that you've been setting are fucking bullshit. And they are very average. Why are they very average? Because that is what you've heard. And I want to tell you in the next few minutes, if you will hang on, the better goals to set, the ones you really want to set. Okay? So sit back. I want to recap real quick. This is based off of teachings from Bob Proctor. We have these 5 senses. We have our conscious mind, and then below that, we have our subconscious mind. You're not aware. The subconscious mind has paradigms. Paradigms are thinking patterns that control our habitual behavior. Problem is, all of our behavior are habitual. And the problem with the paradigms are that you don't know you have these paradigms because they are below your consciousness. They are subconscious. You're only aware of things that are in your conscious brain. So you're watching me right now. You're hearing my voice. That's the conscious brain. And we have these 5 sensory factories. Sight, you're probably noticing my awesome leopard pattern bathrobe. That's Erica's. Oh, I designed this shirt, by the way. Do you like this shirt? It was a throwback to the 70s. Perhaps you were born for such a time as this. I made the shirt last year. 70s colors, 70s throwback. And now I am wearing pimpin' leopard pattern bathrobe. So you see in me, that's your sight. You're hearing me, hearing, smell, taste. I don't like the taste of broccoli. And touch. First time you touch a boob, man, I knew I was not gay. I was like, ooh, that's a good thing. Soft and squishy, right? So I designed the shirt. Thank you very much. And that's what average people focus on. They watch the news. They read Cosmopolitan magazine that tells them they are ugly, or if they buy the latest iPhone, they'll be more liked. They, the news says the world is going to hell in a handbasket. You smell certain things you don't like or like. You taste certain things. Your mom tells you that this is delicious. You don't like it, put extra cheese on top. Your counselor told you were not smart enough to go to med school, so just go to trade school. Shit like that. People are obsessed. Write this down. Average people are obsessed with the 5 senses. Okay? What you need to do is to become obsessed with the 6 higher faculties that Bob Proctor talks about. And here are the 6 higher faculties. I hope I can remember them. Let me type them down. Number 1, 6 higher faculties. And I type, I'm supposed to type in all caps because you can read the comments. But 6 higher faculties. What are they? Perception, write these down. Will, memory, imagination, which was what we're going to talk about today. Intuition, reason. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I got them all. Hot damn. You say it enough times, eventually you'll learn. Your 6 higher faculties: perception, will, memory, imagination, intuition, and reasoning. I will leave this up for a bit so that you can write these down. Okay. Now remember what I said. Average people are obsessed with the 5 senses. You need to become obsessed with these 6 higher faculties. Okay. Why? The only way to change the paradigms, right? Paradigms equal results. If you don't have the results you're getting, Dr. V, fuck you, I have a good life. Then why the fuck are you watching? You're watching because the results, your life, you want more. Comment if you want more. You want more money? Do you want more time off? You want more travel? Do you want more sex? You want more passion? Do you want more love in your life? Do you want more peace? Do you want less stress, less anxiety? Don't you want more? Isn't that the whole point of January, New Year's, is to set goals? And why the fuck are you setting goals if you sit there and go, oh, no, Dr. V, I'm all good. You don't know me. I know you. You're 5'2", 190 pounds. I know you. You're 3 years out from weight loss surgery and you regained 30 pounds. I know you. Of course I know you. You think money's not important, but you're stressed out about the bills coming due. Don't you want more? Okay. Paradigms equal results. And the only way to change the results is to change your paradigms. Okay. saying no, more money. See, Colleen, I love you, but when you type this, you understand this is a Freudian slip. It's almost like I know you're saying no and money, but it looks like you're saying no money. And you and I have gone back and forth. Money is an issue. So you meant to type saying no and want or more money, right? Right? Okay. So paradigms give you the results. Problem is the paradigms where? In your subconscious, which means you don't know them. You're not aware of them. If you are aware of them, then they are not the problems. For example, I told you a couple of days ago that I'm a little Vietnamese boat refugee, grew up very poor. We came over in 1978. I was 6 years old. My dad was 36 years old, couldn't speak the language, didn't know anything. By the time my dad was 52, 16 short years later, I have a new baby, Milani. She's 8 months old. And in the same amount of time that it will take her to go from crawling, which she's about to do, to driving a car, 16 years old, my dad went from 36 to 52. And at the age of 52, he had bought enough real estate. He was earning $20,000 a month. Let me reset this for you so you understand that. This is 1990 when $20,000 was a lot of money. Comment if you could almost live on $20,000 a month. Could you live on $20,000 a month? My dad was 36. I was 6. Could not speak English, did not know anybody, did not know the culture, did not know what was right or wrong, could not read, did not know the difference between a stop sign and a go sign. By the way, there's no such thing as a go sign. That's why Asians are bad drivers. That's a joke. And then 16 short years later, he got a job in Marathon Laternal factory where all the old white men used to make fun of him. You got to remember, the U.S. had just gotten out of a war that they lost. Conflict. That they lost this conflict, and now here comes a little Asian gook. And dude, they shat on him. They made fun of his name, which is Phuoc, Phuoc, which Americans cannot say, Phuoc. And it sounds like a cuss word. So in order to avoid saying a cuss word, they called him Puck, Phuoc, because otherwise the other word was not acceptable. They had just lost a conflict to a slanty-eyed gook, and now here he is in their factory. So they gave him the shittiest jobs. They made him sweep the floors. They made fun of him, and all sorts of stuff, right? Not all of them, but a lot of them. And rightfully so. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm not angry about it, trust me. But they all wanted to work till 65 because they got a pension. And then they would retire. And I remember as a little boy, a couple of times my dad would take me to these old white men that had taken care of him. One was a plant manager, a foreman. And he had retired. And my dad wanted me to go out to see him. He was selling some chickens, and my dad wanted to buy some chickens, some little chicks. And he says, "This is a very nice man. You need to meet him, Doug." And we sat at his kitchen table, talked a little bit. And the guy had just retired a couple of years earlier, now diagnosed with leukemia. And oddly, all of these white men who used to make fun of my dad, who was trying to live paycheck to paycheck, trying to save up to get to 65 so they could retire and get their pension plan. So many of them came down with lung cancer, leukemia, blood-borne cancers, all sorts. It was really high. And here's my dad. At the age of 52, he goes up to his foreman. He says, "I want to quit." A different foreman. And by this point, 16 years later, after being made fun of and mocked every single day, my dad's boss says, No, you can't quit. You're our best worker. And he goes, Puck. Because he can't say fuck. Fuck! He said, fuck, no. My dad said, I want to quit. He goes, fuck, no. He goes, Puck, don't do it. He goes, you can do whatever you want. Please don't quit. So for the next 2-3 years, my dad stayed on, and he just did whatever he wanted. If he wanted to work on a project, he'd work on a project. He trained all the young kids, and some of these young, big, white kids, white matters, would come in and try to make fun of my dad or mock his accent or whatever. And the older white men would go, oh, no, 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 no. You do not talk bad about Puck. Comment if in 1990 you could have lived on $20,000 a month. Okay. So my dad stayed on board, worked a couple more years. In the same amount of time that it takes your teenager to learn how to drive a car, my dad went from nothing to being able to retire at 52, making $20,000 a month. And all of these older guys who used to make fun of him were dying at 65 of cancer. There's a point to why I'm telling you this, and I don't remember. Oh, there's 100 of y'all watching. The reason why this is important. Oh, I remember. Paradigms. So for the longest time in my life, I said the story. I'm a poor little Asian immigrant. I grew up with nothing. You have to remember this. When people sit there and go, oh, Dr. V, must be nice. You're a world famous surgeon. Must be nice. You're smart. You speak English. It must be nice. You're an influencer. Must be nice. Must be nice. Mofo, don't forget this. I came over to the United States after spending about a year in a refugee camp. I got the last 3 months of kindergarten. Nothing but the clothes on my back. And then first grade. And then second grade. I was identified as gifted and talented. Our elementary school counselor, Mr. Tony Gibson, who I love to say his name every time I can, identified me. He started the GT program in my elementary school, which is the poorest elementary school in all of Longview, Texas, Pinewood Park. And he identified me as gifted and talented, even though I had just learned how to speak English. I was the fastest at math. I know, stereotype, right? But remember this. At one point in my life, Dr. V was the poorest kid in school. We had just come to the United States, had nothing. I was the poorest kid in school, number one. Number two, I was the dumbest kid at school. Right? I mean, how else do you explain it when you can't speak the language? You don't know what's going on. You don't celebrate birthday. You don't have customs. You don't know what's happening. So for all of those who are watching, at one point, Dr. V was the poorest kid and the dumbest kid in school. Right? So I have this paradigm that says, oh, I'm a poor little immigrant, money issues, money blocks. And eventually I became a surgeon, went broke as a surgeon in 2008, bankrupt in 2011. Hurricane Ike hit me. My dad died in January 2009, coming up to his anniversary of his death, 14-year anniversary of his death, by the way. No, 15-year, 15-year. And so I had money blocks. So no surprise that I lost a lot of money, went bankrupt, rebuilt it again, broke at 37, retired at 45. My dad took 16 years to make $20,000 a month. I took 8 years to go from nothing again. And guess how old I was when I went broke? Anyone want to guess? Guess how old I was when I went broke? I was 36, 37. Same age as my dad. Listen to me. And then I had to leave to this little town in Illinois. I had to leave my little daughter and her mother. And guess how old my daughter was when I left? to get my shit together. I took a little job, general surgeon job in Illinois. My daughter was 5 going on 6. I swear to God. Listen to me, write this down. The universe keeps fucking giving you lessons until you learn it. So my dad was 36, I was 6. When I went broke, I was 36 going on 37. My daughter was 5 going on 6. Same fucking lesson. Till I understood. 8 years later, I retired. I took half the time that my dad took. Okay. Now, why is that important? Paradigms. I know I have a money block because I know I tell the story of being a little poor Asian immigrant when I made $40,000 a month, which is more than what a surgeon makes, by the way. I was like, dude, I'm doing twice what my dad did. But here's the key. Write this down. I'm going to type it. If you are, this one's really important. They're all important. But I want you to understand this. If you are aware of the paradigm, then it is not the problem. Why? Because the paradigms live in your subconscious mind. You are not aware of what happens in your conscious mind. So if I am aware that I have money issues because I grew up poor and I was teased and made fun of for wearing hand-me-down clothes and Goodwill clothes, etc., that's not my fucking problem. I have other problems. What keeps me from making $250 million, $500 million? It's not because I was a poor little Asian immigrant kid. I'm aware of that. So therefore, there's a different problem. Could be I didn't have my mom. It could be past life regression shit. I don't fucking know. Do you keep toying with the same 20 pounds? Let me ask you this question. Comment if you've lost weight before. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because I'm dealing with thousands of bariatric patients. And I will say, tell me why you're overweight. And I've heard every story underneath the sun, which is when I was little, my mom and dad made me clean off my plate. If you are aware that your mom and dad made you clean off the plate, then that's not the fucking problem. The problem is because, my mom shamed me, my mom teased me, my mom called me the chunky monkey, my dad did this, we had no junk. We celebrated with food. We were sad we had food. We had big family. My problem, Dr. V, is we have big family gatherings, and they always want junk food. If you are aware of that, then that's not your problem. My problem, Dr. V, was I was teased and made fun of in high school because of my weight. Are you sure? Oh, they teased me bad. Then that's not the problem. Can I have an aha here? That's not your problem, yo. Because if you're aware of it, then you can do something about it. Does this make sense? The problem is way on a deeper level. Those things are very easy excuses. Very easy. I love y'all lean back. Boo-hoos. Oh, boo-hoo. Oh, like poor me. Look, you don't know how bad I've had it. Dr. V was the poorest, brokest, dumbest student at some point. At one point is why I'm telling you that. So you need to set different goals, mofo. Now, who remembers the 6 higher faculties? The only way to get rid of these paradigms is to average people focus on the 5 senses. You need to start focusing on the 6 higher faculties, because the only way to get rid of these paradigms that you are unaware of, you don't know you have them, is to work on these 5 faculties, 6 faculties. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Perception, will, memory, imagination. Remember that one. Reasoning and intuition. Work on those. And that's how you destroy these paradigms that you don't need to figure out. Carolyn Mize has this video, and she says, like, why are you obsessed about trying to figure out why? Like, Dr. V, I need to know why my mom took me to Weight Watchers when I was 10. I need to know why my grandmother allowed my father to abuse me when they knew my uncle, my grandpa was touching me in funny places. I need to know. Why did and these are terrible things. I'm not mocking anybody. Please understand. I need to know why my 5-year-old drowned in the pool, or this happened or that happened. And Carolyn Mai says, imagine God sends down an angel. And you say, like, what do you want, man? The angel says, what do you want? You've been bopping around down here on earth. What is it you want? And you say, well, I need to know why this happened to me. Why my grandmother my mom got cancer and I had to care for her for 10 years or whatever. Or I was raped as a teenager, or whatever. Rape's no joke, by the way. And the angel looks at you and says, here's the reason. Here's the reason. Your grandmother was an asshole, or, she herself was abused, or here's the reason why that happened. Now what? Now what? What are you going to do? So now you know why it happened. Big fucking deal. Now what? Now what are you going to do? See, the clock ticks forward. Today's the 8th day of January. A week ago was the 1st. It's just going to tick forward, even if you know. Right? This is horrible, by Rainbow babies. Ashley, prayers. Colleen Brown. Just want to keep moving forward. That's right, Colleen. Okay? Because average people are stuck on the 5 senses. They're consuming politics. They're consuming the news. They're consuming doom and gloom. They're consuming magazines, trash magazines. They're consuming, I can't believe it's not butter, like fantasy novels with what's his name on it. Instead of working on the 6 higher faculties. And those 6 higher faculties are what will get rid of your paradigms. Now, these are the goals you want to set. 37 minutes into the live, I'm finally getting to the topic. Okay. Bob Proctor calls them ABC goals. ABC goals. Okay. The lowest level, A goals. Okay. A goals. These are the lowest level goals. These are, you already know how to do them. And they actually already have the result. This is important. You already have this result in your life. Okay? So I asked you, have you ever lost weight before? You said yes. 100 pounds, many times, the same 20 pounds over and over again. So you already have that result in your life. And then I can say, how did you do it? I said, I followed the Dr. V plan. I did green smoothies. I went to 1 meal a day. I went to Tops, take off pounds sensibly. I went to Weight Watchers. I got rid of all the junk. Oh, so you know how to do it. Yep. And you got a result. The result you were after. Yep. You've done it before. Yep. Does not count. Is not a goal. Can I have a holy shit? What? Bob Proctor tells a story that says a young man came up to him at a conference one time, and the young man said, Bob, my goal is to get a Pontiac, get a new car. He goes, well, go get a new car. He goes, what car do you want? He goes, I want a Pontiac. He goes, oh, well, what car are you? And he goes, there's nothing wrong with Pontiac. That's fine if you want a Pontiac. And he says, what car are you driving now? He goes, oh, I'm driving a Pontiac. Like, how long have you been driving the Pontiac? Oh, 4 years. 4 years you've been driving Pontiac. Yep. And when did you buy it? 4 years ago. 4 years ago. So let me understand this right. You're driving a 4-year-old Pontiac that you bought 4 years ago? You bought it new? He goes, yeah, I bought it new. So you already know how to do that? You already know how to go buy a new Pontiac? And so your goal is to go get another new Pontiac? Bob Proctor says that's not a goal. You already know how to do it. They're not a goal. So mofo, bad news. All of you, get out your goal list for 2024. All of y'all who wrote down, I want to lose weight. I want to lose 10 pounds of weight regain. I want to get down to my goal weight. You got to scratch that shit off. Sorry. That is average goal setting, and you have already declared you do not want to be average. And can someone give me a face palm? Like, oh my God. This is what average people would say as a goal. And you've already declared you don't want to be average. Why are you setting average goals? You already know how to do it. You've already done it. You just haven't done it. So now you're just stubborn, or now you're just lazy, or now you're like, Dr. V, now you're rude. But this is the truth. You'll have to agree, because your sister has the same goal and she's average. Your mother-in-law has the same goal and she's average. But you have already told me you're not going to be average. You've made the decision. So which is it? Have you made the decision or have you not made the decision? Which one is it? I'd like to have more money, Dr. V. I'd like to save $10,000 in the bank, Dr. V. Wow. Who else says that? Where'd you get that? Crap-a-doodle. Hey, man, if you like this, if you're learning something, can you hit the share button for me real quick? And I will edit these down, put them up on YouTube. They show up differently in the algorithm. Am I right? That's right. That's right. You're calling them normal habits. You already know them. So you cannot set type A goals, which are not even goals. You already know how to do it, and you've already had the result. You've already bought a brand new Pontiac. Go fucking buy a brand new Cadillac or Lexus or Ferrari. Do something you haven't done before. Stop losing the same 20 pounds. Good God, y'all. So now that gets you to level B goals. Okay. All right. Next is B goals. Bob Proctor says the next level is called B goals. These are things you don't have in your life. I don't have them yet, but I know how to get them. See, I need to plan. I need to think about it. Right? It's like, let's say you're 300 pounds. You're at your highest weight. And you go, man, I got to get in shape. Right? You haven't lost, like Tess, you haven't lost 100 pounds and regained 100 pounds. I mean, you're at your highest weight. So what do? It's always fucking join the gym, right? Which never works. The gym is not good for weight loss. Weight loss happens in the kitchen. It's the foods you eat. The gym is great for fitness, flexibility, strength, body movement, etc., but it's not good for weight loss, despite what some muscleheads will tell you. But you basically know the plan. You're going to increase your steps. You're going to put the shoes by the door. You're going to put the gym. I'm going to pack my gym bag and take it to work with me. And on my way home, I will already have my gym bag. So then I will just stop off at the gym and work out. And then I can go home. I'm going to start meal prepping. Every Sunday night, I'm going to grill 5 pieces of chicken breast, a salad, this quinoa thing that people keep telling me to eat, and some broccoli. And that's what I'm going to eat for lunch. You know how to do it. You have a plan. You've read on it. You said it. You can get there. Problem is the result is not, let's say this is your result level down here. And your goal to lose weight is up here. And so you go, ooh, I'm going to go up to that goal. So I'm going to go, ooh, I'm going to go up to that goal. But the second you try to do that, here's the problem. The second you try to do that, everybody who's in your life, they don't want to see you succeed. Can I have an amen? They don't want to see you succeed. How dare you? You've always been the fat sister. I don't want to be the fat sister. Hey, you've done so good on your diet. Let's go celebrate. I brought you your favorite pumpkin pie. Am I right? Margaritas, girls' night out. Let's go. Vegas. Whoo. Start the diet on Monday. They don't want to see you have less stress. How dare you make more money than them? You know how hard your dad worked to make $20,000 a year. You should be thankful you're making $30,000, right? It makes other people uncomfortable. So what happens is now you're going up for this goal, right? Here's the goal. Here's the weight loss I want, or the money, or the finances, or the child, whatever your goal is. You get up there, people are shooting arrows in your back. How dare you try to escape us? Who do you think you are? You think you're better than us? You think that money's going to make you happy? Money doesn't grow on trees. Money doesn't make you happy. That's not for us. We're on the wrong side of the tracks. Those are for the other people. Those are for the Dr. V's in the world. And then it gets to you, right? And then you go, whoa, maybe they're right. And then you lose the motivation and you drop back down. This is, the third week of January. You drop back down to what you're used to what you're comfortable with, to what you've always done because it's easy. My friend Glenn Wassmer says bad habits are like a warm bath. Easy to get into, hard to get out of. You can almost see it. Dr. V slipping into a warm bath with his leopard robe. Right? Because that's what happens, man. You go back to what you already know how to do to get the results that you're fucking complaining about. Because it's level A. You already know how to do it. I'll start it on Monday. I've been good for 3 weeks. I'll hit it. Oh, here's the big one, right? You missed the gym day. I'll hit it hard on Monday. I'll do 2 workouts tomorrow. See, we talk this sort of shit in our heads. And we justify it. Okay? And that's why your goals suck. You're all setting type A goals. That's why you quit in 3 weeks, because you have type B goals. Money, finance. The money one is, I always start with money, right? Because money, you understand. The dollar doesn't care if you're black, white, male, female, young, old. Money doesn't care, right? So, Ashley, I'm going to put this up. That is why I sit here with the baby weight a year later, had a hard year, and bad habits are here to stay, and they're ready to move beyond it, right? Make the decision. I'm going to tell you, Erica's 8 months post-baby, and she's almost to her pre-baby weight. Now, being sick with the flu for the last week didn't help, or helped a lot. But before she got sick, she was already back down to 120. All right? So, what you want to set, Dr. V, get to the point, motherfucker. What you want to set are C goals. And with C goals, not the bird, seagulls. No, C, type C, the letter C goals. God, I said it again. Goals, the C goals. You have to fantasize. The goal has to be so big, you have no fucking clue. You've never done it before. For those of you who've been watching, or those who are just watching for the first time, I introduced this concept to you a couple of days ago, which is this. Someone write this in the comment section. Instead of saying, I'm going to save $1,000 a month, I'm going to save $10,000 a month, that's my goal. Instead of saying that, try this on for size. What if I turn my annual income into my monthly income? Put a mind blown emoji if you have ever if that just blew up your mind. Take my annual income and turn it into my monthly income. And if you think that's crazy, that means that Dr. V would have to do like 400 grand a month. Now, some of y'all average, right? The average American makes about $52,000 a year. Could you live on $52,000 a month? Or did your brain just go crazy? Because Dr. V is slinging at you right now. He's like saying, like, dude, great for you. I'm going to save $10,000 this year. Okay, good. Did you do it? Because you said it last year. Did you do it last year? No. Why not? Because it's a type A goal. At some point, you already had $10,000 in the bank account, right? Yes? So it's a type A goal to sit there and say, I'm going to save an extra $500 a month. Haven't you already done that before? Before you had that baby? You were already doing it. Mind blowing. So type C goal. God damn it. It sounds like I'm saying the bird, seagull. But I'm not. I'm saying C, the letter C, goals. Crazy. But I'm doing it. Right? All right. Type C goals means you have to fantasize. You have no way, like no clue about how to do it. You don't even know anybody who's making $50,000 a month. Like you would be embarrassed to tell your dad, I'm going to take what you made for every year of your life and I'm going to make it in a month. You couldn't tell them that because they would kick you out of the dining room. How dare you? Your dad worked hard all his life to give you what you have, and here you are mocking him. Does this make sense what I'm saying? Right? What if my whole life I've been the fat sister, and instead of losing weight, I'm just going to be like the coolest sister, the least stressed out sister. I'm going to be the funnest auntie. You know, my daughter Milani, my 8-month-old, her nickname is the chillest. She is the chillest baby ever. Easy peasy. She only cries if she's hungry, wet, or sleepy. Easy peasy. I'm telling you, I am blessed. What if you just decided my goal for 2024 is to be the chillest? I'm not going to stress out about the politics. I'm not going to get involved in other people's problems, other people's drama. This is what everyone does, right? Yes, me first, damn it. I have put everybody's lives ahead of mine, and this year is my year. This year, 55 years old, I am going to finally put myself first. Good for you. Good for you. But remember, the second you do that, they're going to all try to pull you down. So a couple of years ago, I got it in my head that I was going to buy this ranch. And I was looking at these ranch. I made an offer on this first ranch. They were asking. It was 173 acres. It had a unbuilt I-beam house. It was mostly a shell. There was some rooms in there, and it had about 300 feet stretch of Mora River. The widest part might be 10 feet. A little bit hard to jump over. For most of the river, you could probably jump across. 173 acres, long and skinny, 650,000. I made an offer of like, I don't know, 550,000. They would give me a survey. We went back and forth. I got a weird feeling about it, and I decided not to go through the deal because they would give me answers. We would ask them questions. And so I had to break it to Erica, and Erica loved the ranch. And she got so mad at me. She won't say she got mad at me, but she was mad at me for a couple of days. And I said, Erica, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to close on a ranch. I don't know how, but I'm going to close on a ranch. And I started looking at, and I've been looking at these ranches for a couple of months. And at the very top of the listing was this $1.5 million ranch. And I would never click it open. It's like, I don't have $1.5 million. I couldn't raise $1.5 million. Like I don't qualify for that loan. I'm unemployed. I'm retired. I got nothing. Banks are not going to lend to me. I don't have a job. They're more likely to lend to somebody who has a job. Does this make sense? So I never clicked open that ranch. Finally, one day, I was like, let me just see what this ranch is about. I clicked it open, looked at the pictures. It was literally 10 times the size. The last one was 170 acres. This one was almost 1,700 acres. And it didn't have 300 feet of river. It had 2 miles of river. And it wasn't a 10-foot wide river. There are parts of the river that are 100 feet wide. I'm talking, I have a big ass river. Like across the street, the yard to my neighbor's front door wide, across the street, outside my window. I'm looking outside my window. Wide. And some parts of the river, when the water's high, like you'll drown. When the water's low, it might be knee. But lots of area that were chest deep. Big river. Went and looked at it, fell in love with it. 6 months later, I closed on it. How did I do it? Raise the money. This is a type C goal. I did not know how I was going to do it. I had to fantasize. I had to use my imagination. I had to think. I had to call upon the faculties. Yesterday, I think it was yesterday. I think I said this. See, everyone says, this is my heart. This is my heart. Y'all tap your chest right here. This is my heart. That's not your heart. Your heart is in your subconscious mind. And your God, Yahweh, Jesus, universe, source energy, vibration, whatever you want to name her, Bertha, call her Bertha. Infinite source, put what you really want in your heart. No. That's average thinking. Average people think this is the heart. No. It's in your subconscious mind. Your heart is in your subconscious mind. And your God put what you really want out of life in your subconscious mind. And you can't access it because you can't access your subconscious mind. And every fucking day that you wake up, universe, source energy is pounding at you every day to get that desire, what you really want out of your heart, out of your subconscious, into your conscious mind where you can actually fucking do what it is you really fucking want. Okay? And it's pounding on you all the time, but it's blocked. What is it hitting against? Does anyone know the answer? What is it hitting against? Your unconscious paradigms that you don't realize. What you really want is trying to break through. God put it in your heart, in your subconscious, not your chest. And your paradigms, your thinking, what your preacher said, what your grandpa said, what your mama told you, what your stepdad said, what the counselor said, what the halfway house said, what the homeless shelter said, whatever your story is, your unconscious paradigms is blocking you and you're not aware of it because it's unconscious, it's subconscious. It's blocking what it is your heart's really wanting to tell you. What I realized is that it wasn't about money. The reason why I blew up as a surgeon, eventually I was director of bariatrics in Albuquerque 4 hospital system. I became the busiest bariatric program in the state of New Mexico, one of the busiest in the Southwest. While being a full-time surgeon working 80, 90 hours a week, I wrote 8 more books. I started a social media program. I learned how to edit videos. I learned how to create online courses. I did that while being a full-time surgeon, 24 hours, 7 days a week on call for myself because I was the only doctor. I was the only surgeon, bariatric surgeon. So I was on call 24/7. So fuck y'all. And you sit there and say, yeah, I'm too busy. Can't do it. What happened was I realized that these bariatric surgery patients were suffering. They were regaining weight. They were eating too much. They didn't even know where their surgery was. They didn't know you remember the gang sign? Where the sleeve lives, where the bypass lives, what they even had done to them. And they're suffering. They even simple questions like, Dr. V, why is it every time after I eat, I like burp? Small shit like that. And I said, they were suffering. And so that was my heart's calling. And then my goal became to stop the suffering. And that's when the heart calling, source energy, vibration, God, Yahweh, came out of my subconscious and then fixed itself into my conscious mind, which is, I want. What is it you want, Dr. V? I want to fix all of these people suffering. I want them to quit yo-yo dieting. I want them to quit like having heartburn after the weight loss surgery. That is my want. Watch me. Which then came back down into my subconscious mind as a burning desire. So that's your next tip. Sorry, I'm going long. Are y'all enjoying this, by the way? Is this good? Can you hit share? I will, not your friend share, but the share button. Tag somebody who needs to hear this shit. Oh, I have a typo, but you get the idea. Turn your want, what is it you want, your type C goal, into a burning desire that is now back down in your subconscious mind. You don't know how you're going to do it. And this is the fantasy. Remember, type C goals are the fantasy goals. This is the imagination. Thank you, Stacy. This is the imagination. That's the higher faculty. Remember the 6, perception? I perceive that these people, these patients are suffering. I have the will. I will do this. I don't care about medical, legal ramification. Like, oh, Dr. V, there's patient. Like, are you sure you want to go live? This is the early days of going live. Like, people didn't do it. You know, the will, the memory. I've seen the suffering in my dad. My dad being teased. My own suffering growing up, being, teased. Memory. Intuition. I know this is the right thing to do. No other surgeon's doing this. Imagination. I've got to learn how to edit courses. I've got to learn how to go live. I've got to learn how to fix my hair into a faux hawk. I've got to learn how to not rub my nose so people think I'm on cocaine, even though it's like allergies. I wish I never done drugs. I'd be much more interesting if I'd done drugs. Imagination, intuition, reasoning. But really, it starts with imagination, right? So the imagination, like, oh, I'm going to have conferences. I'm going to do these weekly group sessions. Everyone thought I was crazy. I made patients attend these seminars, these weekly group sessions for years, right? When it was the ranch, when it came to buying the ranch, I had to fantasize. Oh, Erica, can you imagine? We'll be out here. We'll have the 4-wheelers. It came with like three 4-wheelers, quads, side-by-sides, came with a backhoe. Like, it had 5 horses, which none of them were rideable. But I thought initially, I was like, we're going to ride these horses. I was fantasizing. Our life, we'll spend summers out here. It'll be amazing. We'll have camps for kids, disadvantaged kids, all sorts of stuff. Right? And so then I take it goes out of fantasy into theory. Okay, so next tip, fantasy. Now you're theorizing, y'all. You're theorizing. I'm imagining, what if I raise the money? If they're like, what if I told people about my vision? What if I told people about Vita Bonita, the ranch, helping underprivileged kids and PTSD and stuff like this? What if I painted this picture? Turn it into theory. I went and I was able to raise the money, and I still need to raise more money. Closed on the ranch. We started working on the ranch, rebuilt the roads, put in solar panels, trails, all sorts of stuff. It's amazing. If you ever go to Vita Bonita, go to vitabonita.com if you want to see it. And I'll just type it in, but there's no, I mean, I'm not telling you to go there, but you can check out the ranch. If you don't believe me, go to vitabonita.com. You can see my ranch. That's my ranch. It's for sale, by the way. So you turn into theory. So turn, now you have the theory. This is all Bob Proctor stuff, by the way, as I've mentioned before. Now you turn the theory into fact. Because you have this burning desire, this want. You are very clear about what you're doing. You theorized, you worked out the pattern, you don't know how to do it, and now you get results. Okay? That's what you're after. Why are you watching this? Why are you setting goals for the new year? You want different results. Don't forget that. But here's what I want to tell you. Well, Dr. V, like, why? What's the big deal with type A goals? Why can't I lose the 10 pounds? What's wrong with that? You already know how to do it. No, I know that's why it's easy. But you would have done it already. Buy low, sell high, Amanda. Prices are through the roof. I bought it low, selling high. Okay, listen. So what's wrong with losing the last 20 pounds? Because you've already done it. And the fact that you know how to do it, and the fact that you don't know how, you won't do it, means you're either stubborn or lazy or its cousin, procrastination. You're just procrastinating. Or you're just stubborn. I just don't want to. I just don't want to. But here's the key. Here's what I want you to write down. Do not set goals. Do not set goals for the results. What? Dr. V, you just yelled at me because I want a different life, different results, and now you're telling me not to set goals because of results. Yeah, because you already know how to do it. Those are type A goals. You get the results. The results are a side effect. I used to tell my patients that all the time. Weight loss is a side effect, y'all. So what you have to do is this. Set goals for, damn it. I need to retype it. Hold on. Fat fingers. Here we go. I had to retype it because this is the most important part and we're done. You're setting goals for growth. The person you have to become to maintain that 150-pound weight loss. It's not the 150-pound weight loss that's important. It's the person you become. It's not making the $1 million that's important. It's the person that you become in order to make $1 million. It's not the turning your annual salary into your monthly salary that's important. It's the person that you need to become in order to do that. It is the speaking skills. It's the relationship skills. It's the presentation skills that you have to get. It's the imagination skills. It's the people skills. You have to learn to do that. Would be nice. Would be so nice if my annual income became my monthly income. Would be nice. No. What would be nice is the person you become. Why are you watching me? Because of the person I've become, hopefully. So 2024, your challenge, day 8, is to go back and look at your goal list and say, man, he's right. That is a type A goal. I already know how to do that. I just haven't done it. So you don't have to get rid of it. You just have to move it down. Put a bigger goal, of which this losing 10 pounds is kind of a subset side effect. Ooh. Subset side effect is the weight loss. The money, the $10,000 in your bank account is a subset side effect of you learning how to sell diamond-studded dildos, or open up your own tattoo shop, or starting a tourism business in Hawaii. You see what I'm saying? The growth. Set goals for the growth and not the result. Dude, day 8. Do you love it? If you loved it, I will be back again tomorrow. We might do a little whiteboard session. We'll eventually get to meditation, green smoothies, cooking. But by that point, you guys will be like, we already know this shit. And that's what I want for you. Love y'all very much. If you loved it, please hit like and subscribe. And please hit share. And please tag somebody. And please tell your coworkers. This is a crazy skinny ass Asian yelling at me in the mornings, and I love it. Love y'all very much. See you tomorrow. 31 days, every single day during the month of January, including my travel days. Love y'all very much. Have a great day. Bye.